I know you wrote an article and take us through it. So Barry and Stefanski, future is no longer tied to Deshaun Watson. Take us through kind of the thought process there.
Well, just what a difference a year makes. If you just think about 2022, all the heat from the Deshaun Watson trade, the subsequent suspension, the subpar play, a disappointing 7-10 finish. And then you go into 23 thinking, well, if they can't get the most out of Watson, this doesn't bear well for their future. And then 23 happens. You get a mixed bag, inconsistent play from Watson and injury. But then the ownership saw what they needed to see out of Stefanski and Barry, how they navigated those waters. And I'm sure, internally, there was probably some panic there, but externally, that wasn't what happened. The players heard the same message day in and day out, put the blinders on, go 1-0, and that just echoed throughout the organization. And you have that kind of steady hand driving the ship. You can have results the way that you saw them just handle adversity. Not just Watson, but all the injuries. But the expectation was still the expectation to win games. And that's how they took the field in each and every week. So now what else has happened this offseason? Well, the Denver Broncos are eating $85 million in dead cap over the next 2 years just to get out of the Russell Wilson business. So now there's a precedent. So fast forward to 2024, if things go terrible and there's a failure to launch situation with Watson, the post first June designation cut for him next year is $73 million. That's not the death sentence you would have thought it would have been just a year ago. So given the extensions being signed, now I think that Watson's on notice. If he doesn't take it to where he needs to take it this year, they won't be moving on from Stefanski and Barry. It'll be Watson.
It's interesting. If the Browns under Kevin Stefanski win 11 games this year, he moves into third place all time coaching and he's behind. There's Paul Brown and Blanton Collier are 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. It's going to take you a while to catch those guys because they coached for a significant amount of time.
If it's a 4-year extension, he can catch Collier just doing what he's doing. 10, 11 wins. That'll get you there if it's a 4-year extension.